Stepping into this part of Disneyland Paris takes you into the world of the future. Only this is no techno zone. This is the future as imagined by great European writers and explorers more than 100 years ago. Among them, a world-famous French novelist who wrote one of the earliest space adventures. Jules Verne is considered the father of science fiction. And it was a story he wrote in the 1800s about being fired out of a cannon from the Earth to the moon that inspired the most popular attraction in Discoveryland. Space Mountain is the park's newest, biggest, and most expensive roller coaster. But this is a ride with a twist, several of them, plus a corkscrew and a total loop, all of which you do in the dark, because this is a journey from Earth into space.
We read the novel again and again, and saw this wonderful story with a cannon, with a kaboom. We decided that we would create that cannon for Disneyland Paris too.
The man who spent 2 years of his life making that human cannon a reality is Mike Kent.
It was a challenge. It was a big challenge because there were lots of things on this attraction that had never really been attempted before.
For a start, shooting people out of a cannon uphill. And then doing that every 30 seconds or so. That's unique. When you get fired to the moon on Space Mountain, you go from 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. But one of the secrets of the ride's success is in slowing people down.
At the top of the catapult, there's a few seconds of weightlessness as you go over the top of the catapult, which simulates the moonshot of the cannon. And if you get the speed wrong at the top of the catapult, you don't get that feel of weightlessness.
Changing the speed of the cars and how far apart they are on the ride is the key to safety also. It's so complex, it's all controlled by computer. Well, 5 computers, in fact.
During the 3 seconds of launch, there are 5 computers that run in synchronization to guarantee the safety of the launch. And I believe that's the same number that check the launch for a space shuttle. So for the 3 seconds that the train is in flight on the catapult, it's analogous to a space shuttle launch.
In a locked room is the roller coaster's nerve center, which TV cameras have never been allowed into before now.
If you look at the size of the wiring loom here, you get an idea for how complex the whole thing really is.
Each of these wires is attached to a sensor on the track, feeding back information to the computers, which check and cross-check for any glitches. Another thing that visitors don't get to see is the music. It's like movie music. You don't notice it at first, but you'd sure miss it if it wasn't there. It was specially written for the ride by one of Steven Spielberg's favorite composers, and the way you get to hear it is totally unique. Mike allowed us exclusive access to one of the maintenance rooms to explain how the onboard sound system works.
Each part of the ride has its own audio track, its own theme. The vehicle itself knows exactly where it is in the ride, and it chooses the music to play for that portion of the ride. And all the musical elements are stored within this box here, and they're stored as a digital data on what's called a flashcard. And the system, as it moves through the ride, steps from flashcard to flashcard, playing the music.
And the way you get to hear it is a surprise too.
There's 6 speakers delivering CD quality sound. Underneath the seats there's a bass bin that gives you the warmth from the music. Either side of you there are these mid-range units, and then up in the headrest there are tweeters, which give you the real high-frequency buzz from the music. And this was the first time that anybody had put this type of technology into a roller coaster. You know, the guys that did this literally wrote the book as they were doing it.
It's such a wow, even world-famous astronauts have given it the thumbs up.
Buzz Aldrin was there to try the attraction, and it said it was nearly as impressive as the first time for him. So we knew we had been successful in creating this attraction, because even Buzz Aldrin told us that it was really very, very good.